Hey guys, Coach Matt Lindland here back at Team Quest. We're working on our Mount Escape series, but a lot of us just don't even know how to move yet in there. And one of the biggest things is when I get mounted, typically the guy's going to be on my hips. Well, I want to keep him on my hips. So these frames are really critical, is that I'm going to keep my elbows to my body and I want to keep this guy framed. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to walk those shoulders. And I'm going to move him down. So we have a principle here at Team Quest. There's only two ways to move somebody. One is move him or move you. And if I'm using those two together, it's really working. So one of the things we warm up with a lot is just push into there, walk those shoulders. Push, walk those shoulders. Notice my hips are coming off the mat, so I don't have all that friction. Walking those shoulders with my hips on the mat is going to create a lot of friction. So I'm going to lift those hips, move away. So understanding the angles of where we're bridging to also matters. We want to bridge and get those hips up, but too many guys lose their hip elevation, then they try to roll. So I want to keep those hips up and I want to look at those angles. If my head was nude, I'm looking at 11 and 1 o'clock. Here, I'm looking. I'm going to touch that nose right on the mat. So high bridge, and then keep bridging, and eventually that's going to drive you all the way to your hips down and in, so we're landing like we're in a Superman. So as I bridge and roll, I'm in a Superman. Now I'm going to be able to back away from his guard. Butt to heels, not the other way around, guys. Fundamental stuff. One of the other things we got to focus on is our hip heights, which is just such a fundamental drill. Keeping my head higher than my opponent's. Lifting my hips off the mat and flipping those hips. And so we'll use these drills in our warm-up. I'll have the guys doing a little crab walk. They extend one leg and the hips are traveling. You see how my hips are traveling? And I'm creating space. So wherever I started, I created a lot more space. Let's take a look at one of these drills off the wall real quick. So as I throw that pressure into my opponent, he's trying to grab me. Look how much distance I'm able to get away. If this was my opponent and he's on my back and I pressure into him, his hips are moving, I'm moving down and away. So that's a great way to use that hip heist. And you can train this in the gym when you get in early, jump on the mat. Some of the stuff you can do on your carpet at home too. So if you have a home gym. We're trying to bump that guy forward. So we need to get those knees moving forward. Notice what I'm trying to do here is I'm pulling these knees. I'm getting that hip off the mat. And from there, I'm able to sit up. Now, if I just sit to here and he's still driving in, I'm going right back to where I started. So as I bring those knees up, I push, I move my hips back so I can build that wedge. I'm strong here. I even got a brace. He drives in now. I'm coming right back to my feet, guys. So let's learn to come in and just play with these. We can open our legs up wide. We can bump one like we're trying to knock that guy off his base. Okay, but we're getting those hips up off the mat. And then we're able to sit in our butterfly and build our wedge right away.